He
God
got
love him.
All right,
He'll
we'll go
kill me.
ahead and get started and call our meeting to order. We will stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Patton, will you lead us in prayer?
Yes. Just ask you to come in, just take it where you want to be, what we want to be. Lord, we just thank you for all you've done. We just ask you to bless the ones that are here, and bless the ones that are on their way. Lord, we just, Lord, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
And roll call. Miss McWilliams.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Miss Pepe.
Here.
Miss Knowles.
Here.
Mr. Patton.
Here.
Miss Arnold.
Here.
Miss Holt.
Here. Okay, we have the minutes from the last meeting. Sent those out. Is there anything that anybody saw that needed to be corrected?
I didn't see anything. Did you, Kathy?
Alicia,
It
did
looks
you
like
correct them
it's been
after you
corrected.
printed these? Because these
No,
still have
I-
the 2 errors.
There's new errors.
No, the same 2 I told you about.
I didn't catch them. What'd you see?
Oh Lord.
There
Okay.
was 3.
I printed those after I corrected.
What'd you find that was wrong?
New items C, that should be dates. And somewhere down here.
Anybody see anything that needed to be fixed?
Here's a. Just that. That's the only thing I see.
I think the other ones were corrected.
Okay.
And I make a motion, we approve these with the one additional correction as pointed out by Ms. Pepper.
A second.
All in favor? Okay, completion or review of unfinished business from prior meeting, May event.
May, I've scheduled a movie night for May the 23rd at Barker Field. We'll watch some kind of baseball theme movie. The league will have the concession stand open for people to buy hot dogs, popcorn, drinks, candy, anything like that. But we'll actually be like set up on the field on a Saturday night.
So they can sit in the bleachers.
So they can sit in the bleachers. They can bring their chairs and set up around the field. I think it'll be neat.
Yeah, it will be neat. I think it's a great
Something
idea.
that we've never really done before.
So
So,
23rd.
also in May,
I might not
Philip
be
and
here.
I have been meeting with Susan Jones. She
my
came in with a suggestion to have a doggy play day
Doggy play
at the
day.
dog park on May the 9th from 10 to 2. She has balls to give away for the dogs. We'll get the fire department to
What day you
have
said?
free hot dogs May the 9th. Free hot dogs. We'll do some drinks.
You gonna say a hot dog? I mean, free hot dog to the dog.
Yeah. We could have cool pops, dog treats, and see if some local businesses can donate some door prizes for like a drawing of some sort. Just to kind of have something go on at the dog park.
Well, I will be here on the 9th, but I will not be here on the 23rd, Alicia. So
Okay.
we'll make sure you get all the things you need before I'll be on vacation.
Okay.
Victoria and I will be out of town. Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, anything else for May?
No, ma'am.
All right, Juneteenth.
Hold on.
Oh.
Give me
Okay. Lori and I have thrown around the idea of doing something for Cinco de Mayo for our Hispanic community. I mean, maybe something small this year, but
We have talked about this in the past as well. I mean, it is a rather,
I think there's some things we could do that would not require, like we could do
well,
pinatas maybe. There's I forget what it's called, but it was some kind of craft you do with like tissue paper.
Is that what you sent me?
Yes, and she's got my list over there.
You got it.
where would you recommend we do this at? Is it outdoor event, indoor event?
Let's see.
But
What day is Cinco de Mayo?
on a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday?
Papilla Picado Art. I think that's how you
it's
pronounce
like-
it.
It's basically just kind of like we would make snowflakes with paper. Like you have the paper and you cut it out, and then it makes like
A shape.
and then they string them. What I saw is you like string them, and they're like bright colors or they kind of fit for that.
Sisters. The
Uh,
history.
I saw that.
Cinco, like that's what, May 5th, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
get
on
with
a
couple of,
Tuesday.
like, talk to Tony at Pepe's or something, and maybe,
And I wondered about that too, maybe partnering with some of
yeah, that
our,
might be a good idea.
our
Partner.
restaurants,
I mean, I'm not opposed to doing the new guys at Casino either, but I know Tony pretty well at Pepe's. I think that they might be interested in partnering with us or something
Mhm,
like that.
I think that's a good idea. We could maybe do Zumba, just play something, the music,
But like she said, the salsa kind.
Huh?
The salsa kind.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm ready to go, girl. I think it's a good thought.
One, where would we have it?
That's the thing. That's the question. What kind of a, and I, listen, this is not the first time this has been mentioned to me either. And I think it's a wonderful idea. I think we should definitely do it because we have a rather diverse community, and that is a very big part of our population as well. And I would think that without the community center, it kind of limits us to any kind of indoor space. And I'm not saying that we couldn't do it in the square, have music and activities and let maybe, I remember when Abel was at Mayan, they would bring chafing dishes with taco stuff. They would sell tacos right out on the square.
Well, I wondered about that, if they would do something like that.
Yeah. And so we
I
could-
mean, we could always see
Use
if we could use the back parking lot.
you just have a community get together, and we can have arts and crafts. You can even ask Matt Southside. He might be interested in the churches coming and bringing little games for kids and stuff. You don't have to be a big expense this year. And if it goes over
No, I think
well,
you start small. and
start small
then
this year. And,
see how it goes.
well, I think it
And
will be
then
good.
Maybe next
and-
year we have someone from that community that can do
Yes.
more and give us more ideas.
Talk to a couple of folks I know and see if they're interested in maybe helping host it, that are in that community and see if they're interested, seeing what they would recommend as maybe some, when do we meet again? We don't meet again before that, do we?
No,
So we'd have to have all this,
In about a month,
yeah, a
plan ready to go,
little less than a month.
advertised
Yeah.
as well.
Advertisement is going to be the key.
Yep.
what do we have to do if we want to use a parking lot or the square?
We just have to fill out an application through the city, through the police department, because they'll have to block off the streets.
That's if we use the square. If we use the back parking lot, we won't have to block off anything. Will we?
They'll just have to make sure
Back
nobody
street.
parks in it.
That's part of it.
Well, we'll have to block off the parking lot.
Yeah.
They can still have access to the front and to the through street as long as we didn't have anything like for the kids up close to the street.
Yeah.
I would recommend that we just shut down the square.
Yeah.
Just to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, I think having it on the square would be ideal.
Well, the square's nice and new now.
Mhm.
Like I said, if you did anything more than play festive music for the time, and this is an opportunity for us to celebrate this time,
And what
it-
would be the hours, suggested hours?
Yeah, hours
well, the
for
fact that it's a Tuesday is the only troubling part because it is a Tuesday. You would have to say do it from 5 to 7 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's dinner time. Like I said, if they set up, sell some tacos and set up a couple craft
Well, I know
tables.
that most of your Mexican restaurants have a Cinco de Mayo
Yeah.
night, and they like plan on having like meals, a special with alcohol and all that,
Yeah,
so they can bring in a little more money. And
yeah. I don't know. It might be short notice this year. I'm not trying to, shoot anything down. I'm always an avid supporter of whatever you guys want to do.
I would definitely talk with both of the Mexican restaurants,
What's the guy's name?
by the end of the week, and let us like figure out if this is even feasible
Jesus.
for this
Jesus.
quick.
So Jesus is at Cinco and Tony at Pepe's. We can talk to both of them and see
And the
if they're
people up there at the Deer Jew.
Which one? Huh? Dairy Jam. Oh yeah, Betty's Tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah, them too.
They got some good corn.
Maybe we just ask around, and then email us if they show any interest, and if not, then I think that we definitely put this on our calendar of events. And for next year, we start well ahead of time, February, and start trying to put together a real siesta, if you will, and maybe even do it if the day falls on an inconvenient day, plan it for the weekend prior. I mean, we celebrate Easter before we celebrate most things before, because that way we get some turnout, But yeah, so I wouldn't think that would be a bad idea either. If Cinco de Mayo falls on a Wednesday next year, we still do it that weekend before, in preparation of Cinco de Mayo, to celebrate our Hispanic culture.
Yeah, because
and-
most people have to go to work the next day.
yeah, exactly. So a Saturday would definitely be a better event for us.
Yeah.
But see if we see any interest and let us know, Alicia.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we can get the restaurants to serve food because they have to have a catering license. At least that's what I heard for,
How was Abel able to
Music
do it
on the
for us here?
porch.
Abel's, because we've had it out in the square and they sold, for what events did we have them out here for? What was that we did out here?
Who?
Abel, whenever Mayan Riviera set up out here.
they
They-
had a catering license because they were
Yeah.
able to do music on the porch.
I have no idea.
Yeah, because we had a margarita garden. Remember we had it where they.
I wasn't here.
You weren't here.
I don't
was here.
remember that one.
I can't remember what event it was, but we had like a beer garden type setup where they could stay inside the fenced area and they sold margaritas out there.
Yeah, I wasn't here for that one. So
So, and no, they don't have a, you know this for certain, they don't have a catering license at Pepe's?
I don't think so because the conversation has come up a few times with
Okay.
music on the porch. Now, they may have gotten it since last year, I don't know.
Okay. Good to
But
know.
we could always do food trucks.
good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah, because there are several like taco trucks around
Yeah.
the area,
yeah.
especially in
That's something that
Columbia.
would already be booked at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At this point,
For
this year, I'm
Cinco
certain
de Mayo,
of
I
it.
get-
That's what I'm saying.
almost
If this
guaranteed.
doesn't come to fruition this year,
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is definitely something, and other than just talking about it today, we definitely need to put it on our list of events for next year, Alicia, so we don't forget it. 'Cause I know we've talked about this already before, you and I, and if we don't put it on the list, it seems to show up at this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need to talk about this in February or March. Yeah, and really plan an event. You need at least 60 days.
Anything else for May? All right, Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is coming right along. We have a subcommittee that is working on putting together vendors, activities, food trucks, music, the whole 9 yards. Speakers to actually, information to put out there
We
to
have
let the
somebody
public
to honor
know,
this year.
and trying to grow this thing to make it an actual something that people will enjoy to come to.
I'm not saying that we haven't had that in the past. I just don't know that the whole message of Juneteenth was really ever elaborated on. And I
But
think
this
that's
year, I have someone coming to do the education.
Good.
Juneteenth, and then it's gonna be incorporated with Port Martin playing music with it. We're gonna have displays with Merely.
Plays on what Juneteenth is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, some history of
Yeah.
from like that era, how it come about.
Gardenias again?
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
We'll
'cause-
still do the bounce house with the slide. But you know, we'll have
We have
actual
a
food
vendor
trucks out
alley
there.
in the
We'll
food
have
truck alley.
businesses like set up with booths.
Have you considered parking with vendors?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're working on all of that.
Okay.
We've got tents. We got the Boys and Girls Club,
Club coming
to do
with for
stuff.
games and activities for the
The
kids.
NAACP
And,
is coming to do
the
stuff.
NAACP is going to take care of bingo and a cakewalk.
Is the city going to still host the water slide?
Yes.
And we're going to have a painting class.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball tournament, did you mention that?
Yes.
For Anthony?
This basketball tournament though is getting really big.
Is it?
So I'm trying. I'm almost to the point where we can have the 3-on-3 tournament the next day. I was talking to Bill about it, and just have a 3-point shootout the day of, because it's gonna take so much time. But I got some
They
phone
interested,
calls
aren't
from the last meeting after Brady got a hold to it, the Boys and Girls
Uh-huh.
Club, and he's a coach.
Yeah.
And
They
it grew.
interested.
And then I got Brandon Husbeck involved, and
Uh-huh.
he's got a whole crew.
Yeah.
But those people work on that Friday, but they don't on that Saturday.
So
So
that may,
That's
yeah, that may
what I was
definitely
That
be
might work
something
out
that we
better for
could
you.
do on
yeah,
Saturday.
the basketball tournament.
Because
could
I remember the
definitely
first year we
be
did
done.
this, we did it for a group of days.
Mhm.
I mean, we had something going on that Thursday and Friday and Saturday, if I
Mhm.
don't recall right. That first year, Jackie had stuff going on.
I think they attempted to do something on all 3 days, but it didn't quite make it. I know that there was like Juneteenth, and then there was like some kind of dance or something,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
like a
It was an old school night.
Yeah.
Old school night.
yeah,
And they honored Lanny Richardson.
Okay.
yeah. I know that there was a couple of days, but I don't think it ended up being all 3.
It was 2.
Yeah. But from the sounds of, you know, everything that we've got going on, it'll be from 12 to 6 on Friday. So just be prepared to hang out with us all day and have a good time.
I'll bring a tent for the water slide. That way y'all can have some shade over there. I'm on where you have any idea where you would want to set this up? Can I pick a place?
Well, we went in last week and met on the park
Okay.
and mapped it out. So Philip has all that.
Where the painting with the I'd host that class.
Where everything.
I need to see that.
But my highlight is we're gonna do a Family Feud game. Attempt to do a Family Feud game. Try to get 6 teams. Is Family Feud Black History Edition, so they can learn the facts behind it. And my host,
Who's your host?
Chris Cathy.
Your man, Chris Cathy.
Yes.
You and I need to meet or get together sometime over the next couple of days and get this letter
Okay.
so we can get it sent out.
Okay.
Even if you have like an idea that you want to put down,
Send it
shoot
to
me an
me.
email or text, and
Okay.
we can work it that way if you don't have time to sit down
Okay.
and go over it.
And,
And that way we can go ahead and get it out.
Yeah.
To all your churches, all the churches that you want to send it to.
Gotcha. And then Katrina had given us a lot of like
Yeah.
vendors and asked people and stuff. So it's
Um,
coming along pretty good.
Good.
I think the earlier we start, the better.
Yeah,
We have quite a few that have already secured their spot. And
Sounds like it's getting
Yeah.
bigger.
so
I'm
the
sorry,
list
Doug.
just keeps growing by the day.
That's right. We just keep growing.
Right, fireworks event.
We're gonna blow some stuff up.
Fireworks again, July the 3rd. We talked about the time last year. We had it from 5 to 9.
Too early.
That was too early. Do y'all want to move it to 6 to 9, 7 to 9?
Let's average it 6:30 to 9.
I think so. I mean, they'll show up early. I think if we host it from 7 to 9, I'm good with that. 7 till it's over.
I
How about
have
the music coordinating with the fireworks?
yes,
Is that,
and this year instead of having a band, we're just gonna do a DJ.
so
Just play music like that
was
way,
the better
you
part of
know,
it
and
anyway,
play it all eras, all genres, whatever. Summer dancey, even some line dancing music, I think would be fun.
boots on the ground.
We tired of the boo.
We tear it up.
Food trucks, again, I've got the application. Michael got me the jot form this week for that. So I'm getting ready to send that out for vendors to go ahead and get those locked in. My only concern is the construction at the center.
Because of the fireworks event. The building's off limits already anyway. I mean,
The
so
building is off limit, but the west side parking lot has their big dumpster.
it does.
It has some of their supplies.
Okay.
And that's where like most of their things are located.
Well,
I know that
Between
Philip
now
wanted
and
that's where it
July.
all kind of like migrated to last year because that's where we put the food trucks.
well, that's where you can see the fireworks from too. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't see if you set them up over on the east side, you're not going to see it.
Yes, you can.
Well,
You
that's-
can see it over
That's
top
not
of
true.
the
I know
center.
you can still see it. It's not as good.
But you know, I think we need to really think about that before we set it in place because we'll have to ask them to move all of that stuff before July.
Well, can
And
we
that's
close
when they're
that?
going to be in the middle of tearing down walls in the seniors room and rebuilding it for TCAT and making my office because
Okay.
that's when they're going to be out for their 2 weeks. So we really,
So you
know,
just got to close the West Hall parking lot off. They can still park on the east side and we can set, they close the road off this year?
That's what I was gonna say. Can they close
yes,
the road?
we
off and
are.
put
We
food
Philip and
trucks?
I have been talking about things that we would like to see done this year. We would like to have a bike parade. Have these people come decorate their bikes, families, kids, even their golf carts, and like about dark, right before at some point in time, like parade them around the that area right there. Even do like homemade ice cream. Have a like an ice cream social type thing where the city provides homemade ice cream for everybody.
Now, are we buying
those
this
are
homemade
just-
ice cream?
Huh?
Are we buying this homemade ice cream?
No, we're actually making the ice cream.
With some rock salt and a stir?
Yeah. That's what we, we've got to talk to the fire department and our
That's a lot of cranking somebody's going to do.
our cooks. Well, they have electric ones. You just plug into the wall. But
Yeah, but how much power are we gonna have
yeah,
with the construction? That might be something we have to put on hold till the next year. 'Cause if they're
well,
cutting
I mean, we
walls
could
like that,
always
we may
make
not-
those prior to and just like have them frozen and bring them out the day of,
it's not-
But there's also generators and
I like to get
things
my
of that
little
nature.
bucket.
So
It's been a long time since I had that room.
there are still ideas that we're working on, that we haven't like locked into yet. So of course hopefully it'll be a great day.
It will be.
All right, back to school bash.
The only date that we had that I could see available would be July the 25th. That tax-free weekend.
It's gonna look at school calendar.
We'll team up with Public Works again, like we did last year. They'll have a Victoria and I are working on a educational thing for them to do, for like the
Yeah.
flags, the signs, the colors of the paint that's on the ground. For the public when they come up with
Which is
some of the
me.
parts and pieces of the things that they use every day. So kind of like a 811 thing where they, have this color means gas, this color means water, this color means sewer, have the little flags, poked in there too. And they want to get some supplies to add to the to what we give out.
July 25th through the 27th is the tax-free weekend.
I'm having a problem with 25th. We're gonna host it at the Splash Pad again.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have, a good time regardless. So
Yeah.
it's the back to school bash. I'd love to have a ton of school supplies donated and available, but if nothing else, we're throwing a party on the Splash Pad.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year.
Lou Emma come through for us as always last year with
I
a
know
ton
we
of
will.
supplies and
I know we'll have stuff.
Yeah, and I'm gonna check with the elementary school, because I know there's a night too that they hand out backpacks.
okay.
Are we gonna do it like we suggested last year? I know I couldn't attend last year for some reason. I wasn't around for the back to school bash. Or was I? I don't
Yeah, you
remember.
did. You handed out
You were there.
popsicles.
Well, I did hand
You
out
were there.
popsicles. I was there.
You were there.
So did the school supplies? Did we just do it bulk? There, did we? We didn't hand out. Did we do it in bags?
No, we
it in
did
bags.
bag.
Bags.
We did do it in bags. You had it all back.
Yeah.
We plan on doing it the same.
Yeah, follow me.
No. They were age appropriate.
They were age appropriate. Yeah.
Different color bags for different elementary, middle, and high. We did different.
Hey, you were
things.
there. We had bubbles.
We have
Fire
bubbles.
department giving out the hot dogs again.
Public Works give them out last year,
Oh, okay.
and I'm sure that we can do that again. Do hamburgers, hot dogs, something to that effect to
We
give
cooked them
those.
on site last year too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they cooked them
They
on
weren't
site
wrapped
last
up
year.
and in the
so.
ice chest. Well, they were, but only after we
Yeah.
just got them cooked.
Mhm.
It was good.
So I think we can do something similar again this year.
I liked where we set up on the backside and gets the fence. I thought that all worked really well.
Yeah.
Good with that.
What kind of bags did y'all use last year?
Just plastic, like grocery bags.
They were just like
Different colors. We had pink and white, pit black. We had depended on age group. Like we put, like high schoolers didn't need crayons, but they had ink pens and pencils, so we did them color coded.
I asked because our brand changed at work.
Mhm.
And so I have a lot of orange grocery bags that once the kids get their stuff out,
They got a bag. They
parents
can
can
reuse.
use it for Aldi's or whatever. If you want me to get
Sure,
those,
we'll take
'cause
any
We'll
bags.
take them.
If you're willing to give,
I'm
we're
willing.
willing to
We'll take
take,
'em.
Lord. We're willing to take.
How big are they? Like, will folders and things fit in them?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
folders,
It's
some
a
groceries,
grocery center.
Okay.
maybe a child or two.
Okay.
You're getting crazy
Yeah,
now.
the teacher might not fit, but the child might.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. Special reports.
We didn't get to meet last month, but for those that got to be there this year, the Daddy Daughter Dance was a hit as always. Even though the location changed, the guys and the girls still showed up. That place was packed
It was
full at
very
one
packed.
point in time. You could barely move.
You could barely
Um,
move.
Lou Emma, the food, Bedford with the music. I mean, everybody just seemed like they
Lights
had a good
worked out well in the
time.
building.
And instead of charging for pictures from now on, I think we just do like we did this year. Do the pictures, put them online. Everybody seemed to like that better. And that way it's less hassle for me to have to print 511 pictures.
That not everybody comes to pick up. We've got pictures
Yes,
from years.
Because I have a stack in my truck as right now that's probably this thick
Yeah.
from over the years
Yeah.
that have not picked up. Kite day, we couldn't control the weather. We had a pretty day, but the wind
The
was
wind was
come and
Zero
go.
win.
We had quite a few show up that day though. Bring their
Drag
own
their kites
kites,
through the grass.
use the kites that we had, because I bought about a dozen of the smaller kites just in case someone didn't have one or something broke. But the kids enjoyed the time that they had out there. Even some of the adults that was there had a good time.
About how many did you have this year?
We probably had about a dozen.
I think at
Maybe-
one time, right after baseball was over, I say not all at one time, but
Yeah.
the baseball group was there first. There was about a dozen of those, and then we had another dozen that came afterwards. So I
Yeah.
say we had about 25 or 30 show
Yeah.
up.
That's good.
Like
Yeah.
in-
How long did
It
you
was
stay?
windy every
Huh?
day leading up to the kite day, and after kite day was over, the wind was ferocious.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, how dare you?
Yeah.
It was just a lot that day because we had the cleanup day. I helped the fire
CPR
department
day,
do the
CPR class. Yeah, there was
I
a
had
lot
to catch
going on that
deals for
day.
them, yeah.
But
It was a lot.
the kids really enjoyed flying those kites.
That's
And
good.
one of the mothers, I spoke to her after, everybody was getting ready to leave, and she was like, I'm so thankful for this. My kids, they've never got to do this before. So it's definitely something that we could do again.
Yeah, next time we'll check the weather before.
Yeah.
It's going to storm. We're having
Easter-
kite day.
I've heard it also
turned out-
suggested maybe making kites. So maybe if we plan it far enough advance next year, that's something we can do. Set up a season ahead of time, let the kids decorate, make the kites.
Yeah.
Pre-cut the paper and the stick so that it's just kind of an assembly process more than a making process. Well, you got to make it still. But you have the sticks already pre-cut, the paper pre-cut. You wrap around, you tape it, decorate it, tie your tail on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or Amazon.
Yeah,
When I was
power
looking
line. Go ahead.
at like purchasing kites, Amazon had them to where they had the kits, the pre-made kites, and they just decorated them
Yeah.
with magic markers. That
Yeah.
may be something
Yeah.
that
That's the
would
same
be a
thing.
little bit easier on
Same thing.
those of us that are having to do all the work.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good
But
with that too. How
you
much
know,
did you pay for the little kites that we had? Was that what kind of deal?
I think they were like $3-4 a piece.
That's probably what the kits are.
Yeah.
About the same.
But Easter had a great turnout. Everything went really well over there at the splash pad area. We had room to spread out.
We had wind.
Which
that
is where
day.
we used to host
Yeah,
it
we had
before
wind that day
Yeah, we had great wind that day. Which is where we used to host it before we got the splash
before we
pad.
put the splash pad in. Yeah. And everybody just seemed like they had a good time.
It was
The
a great
weather
day.
held off, and it was just a really good day.
I think there was like 16, 17 sprinkles maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About 500 kids.
I say it's at least that there. At least that. The eggs. I will say this. This year the fire department was a little bit aggressive.
Well, our eggs did not get filled by the seniors like they usually do. So most of them did not have tape in them or on them
Yeah.
to help keep them closed. So
They popped all open and
they
there was
popped
candy
open.
everywhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And some kids were saying, I got this egg, but there was nothing in it. It's like, that's okay. The candy was laying right next to it. Did you get the candy?
They were walking by the candy though. I'm like, you can pick up the candy.
Get the candy too, man. That was in the egg. It was, I promise.
So we
Tried to get as
ended
much
up
of that candy back in the eggs beforehand, but it was
I
just too
did.
much.
I did try.
we ended up with a grocery stack of prize eggs for each group. 15 bag prizes that Lumen provided for each age group, and then with the extra money from the donations that we had this year, we bought bikes, helmets, and 6 pre-made bags or pre-made baskets that the kids can win.
There was a lot of happy kids that day.
So
That's all I know. The prizes just kept coming to them.
yeah.
They just kept coming. I was like, same age group?
Keep going.
Keep going, Beppy.
I'll let you know when we run out.
Okay.
We'll let you know when we run out. Right, anything else under?
Our city manager's not here.
No, ma'am.
Alright.
Philip is not here.
I hope he's listening to us.
But he is listening.
New business, the second half of your events.
With these, I just went through the months trying to figure out what we could do for each month. So August, I have a movie night at Arrowmines Park on the 22nd. September, I have a movie night at Gardenia Park on the 12th. October, we'll have our barbecue festival on the 17th. And then our haunted trails on the 24th. Because Halloween falls on a Saturday this year. And I did not want to do our haunted trail on that same Saturday.
What day is Barbecue Fest again? 17th?
17th, 18th.
I will be back. I'll be part of both. Healer graduates October this year, so I will be in California for graduation, but I'll be back for the events.
November, our craft day. We should be back at the center by then. On the 14th. And then December with our breakfast with Santa on the 12th. And of course, these dates and locations are not locked in stone. So if we need to change something or, move something around, except for Oktoberfest and the Haunted Trail.
Yeah. It's pretty locked in.
Yeah. I
had a blast playing Grinch
big deal.
Pancakes with Santa this year. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Well, I think we can have
The
the
kids
Grinch
had a lot
back
of fun.
again.
I was exhausted after that.
The
That was over.
adults
You were a pretty good
enjoyed it.
Grinch.
Huh?
You were a pretty good Grinch.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I tried really hard.
Yeah, I think the kids really enjoyed you being the Grinch too.
But we had a good time. Like I said, I was exhausted after it was over with, and I can't remember Pancakes with Santa being so exhausting before. But I was wore out, girl.
At the end of the event, when they handed you that empty box, and they just thought that was so cool that
They
you didn't
did.
get anything in the box.
It was a lot of fun. We'll do it again this year.
Sounds good.
All right, anything else?
I don't have anything.
The women has church.
Well, I just want to let the group know that Ermine's Park did get vandalized. They tried to kick in the door. They broke one of the grills that stick in the ground. So yeah, but there's some investigation going on. So.
I didn't know that until just now. Maybe we get a camera out there.
It's
There
clear
are.
out there.
They are? Do we know then?
No.
Camera did catch it.
I think they're reviewing footage,
Okay.
trying to figure out what happened, when it happened, because the bathrooms have been shut down since before
Yeah.
winter.
The cameras.
They used to happen to
The
me at the
cameras not
ballpark.
back working now.
Yeah.
They used to happen to me at the ballpark because we would lock those bathrooms up there. But over at the pavilion, there was a little sign that said bathroom at the ballpark. Now, the bathroom at the ballpark was actually at Howard Field across the street and down the road. But people just looked across the street across the grassy knoll, and they get up there and it's padlocked up. I don't know how many times I had to replace that hasp. People breaking in there to use the bathroom.
You had to replace what?
The hasp.
Oh, you scared me. I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The little thing that you put the lock on.
I know now that you repeated it.
But that's not what you thought you said.
That's not what I heard.
Lord.
For Juneteenth, we just need help with door prizes, and that's all.
So if any of you know a local business that's willing to donate, maybe a basket, a meal, a cool prize, we could use
See
those
what I can do.
for bingo and for cakewalk. Well, cakewalks will be the cakes,
Yeah.
but
If we could get a flyer,
okay.
that
We-
would help.
It does help get sponsorships. I know that whenever people ask the bank for stuff, I make them provide me something because my marketing and HR department will not give me stuff without. They didn't know if it's a 501c3. If it's not, it's okay. But if it is, then I need to have a tax ID number.
Do we need
I
to
need
come
stuff.
up with some kind of donation letter
But
or
yeah, that's what I'm
just a
saying
flyer?
tomorrow.
That would be great.
Okay.
That's what
Because I can kind of, we have one set for Easter and for Halloween. I can kind of reword some of that for Juneteenth.
That'd be great.
Okay.
And Chick-fil-A's coming to Juneteenth.
Hmm?
Chick-fil-A's coming to Juneteenth.
Oh, good. I love what said.
We got a photo booth coming.
Yeah.
We have Chick-fil-A and art classes.
There's all kind of vendors, the jewelry maker, t-shirts. haircuts,
Mary Kay.
Mary
Yeah.
Kay, aesthetics, jewelry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Narcan.
Right here.
Huh?
Narcan. We
From
have
our
a
humble little
Narcan.
beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're
Oh, water
coming.
slide.
The hospital's
And a
bringing their
DJ.
bus
Mhm.
for checkups.
Uh-huh.
They're hopefully we're having pizza and tacos and wings and
And-
chicken
And the Cajun lady.
and the Cajun lady
And the
and
skins
fish.
and the lemonade.
and lemonade.
Sounds like a party.
We even got some ice cream coming.
We do.
So
The money.
I'll be there.
hopefully we'll have a huge turnout.
Trying to get to sell me. I'll be there.
Can I also mention that?
If not, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion to adjourn.
Well, I move that we adjourn.
She moved, we adjourn.
You're not boss.
Yeah, but he seconded before I could move.
Laura had it first. You can have the second. Okay.
Got it. All in favor, get out of here.